All right. Hey, everybody. It is Tammy P, ads and marketing expert. I am here live on it's already Thursday. Oh my gosh, it's been crazy. Thursday, July 11th. And today's topic, we're going to be talking about how to fill your calendar with consistent clients using Facebook ads. All right. So say hello as you join. Give me hashtag live, hashtag replay. I am going to be setting the countdown timer for about 5 minutes now. Like get everything situated because I'm actually streaming into 8 different channels, including Instagram. I'm trying Instagram today. I use a software called StreamYard, and I stream into my groups, my YouTube, my LinkedIn, all over the place. And so I'm going to be checking that and making sure everything is working properly. And I'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. So again, say hello as you join. Give me a hashtag live, hashtag replay. And we'll get into the topic, which is going to include how to get consistent clients with Facebook ads, as well as a Q&A on this live stream today. So I hope you guys are all excited. I will be back shortly. I'm going to be starting the countdown timer here in a moment. Hi, everybody. It is Tammy P, ads and marketing expert, here today live with you. And we're going to be talking about how to get clients with Facebook ads. Getting clients is something that I am so familiar with and so passionate about. I want to share a story with you guys in about 30 seconds about how I've been able to get consistent clients in my business since 2020. All right. And I mean, there's so much goodness that comes with like knowing that every single month you're going to have clients, right? It's absolutely fabulous. I will be back in 30 seconds. I'm streaming live, by the way. Today's topic is how to get clients with Facebook ads. We're streaming on all channels. Not sure if my Facebook group is working, but I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on YouTube, I'm on the Facebook profile. I'm actually streaming live into my Instagram today. So, hey, technology, StreamYard, give me a hashtag live, hashtag replay if you are joining live or on the replay. Say hello. So I will be back in about 30 seconds. I'm just going to grab my microphone so you guys can see and hear me okay, and I'll be right back. All right. Hi, everybody. It is Tammy P, ads and marketing expert. I'm here talking about how to get clients with Facebook ads. I'm probably going to keep this theme rolling this whole month just because these are the questions that I get. These are all the questions that I get from my clients all day long. And so I want to share with you some of the discussions that I have and the hopes of helping you. Hopefully you guys can see and hear me okay. I'm going to just check really fast because I switched out my microphone. So hopefully I can hopefully you guys can see and hear me okay. And just check really fast because I switched up my microphone, so hopefully I can. Okay, good. I can see. Yeah. So I see David's on with me. Awesome. Say hello as you join. Hashtag live, hashtag replay. Whether you're joining on my Instagram, on my Facebook profile, inside of my group, inside of on LinkedIn, on YouTube, give me a hashtag live, hashtag replay so that I know that you're here with me today. So today we're going to be talking about how to get clients through the methods of Facebook ads. And then also we always do a Q&A. So we'll be looking for, if anybody has questions, we'll do a Q&A as well. So I want to share, before I get into the topic today, I want to share a little bit of the story. I love stories. About myself and my business. And the thing is, I will tell you, when you've built up your brand in a way in which you feel like no matter what, you're always going to bring in business, you're always going to bring in clients, and you know exactly how to do that, it is such an amazing feeling. And I want this for everybody. Like, clients I work with, they have uncertainty around that. So once you get uncertainty, for me, I'm like, no matter what, I'm signing 3 clients this month, and it happens, right? How does that happen? How have I been able to achieve it? Well, I'm gonna rewind for a minute here back into 2020. So 2020, everyone knows, I don't have to talk about it, what 2020 was. Everyone knows what that year was. But one of the things I really leaned into was building my business online in 2020, right? Because a lot of times we didn't have a choice then, right? And a lot of people came into online space and really leaned into using that methodology to help get business and get clients, right? So in 2020, by June of 2020, I started to feel an uptick in my business, meaning like more people were reaching out to me, more people were coming into my lives, more people were joining my email list, more people were around me, right? And that correlated to more business, right? Because the more people that are around you, the more business you're going to bring in, because ultimately some of those people will say, hey, I just want to work with you and get help with my business, right? So I started to notice June of 2020 that like more people were coming in. And it was a good thing. It was a little bit overwhelming because I was like, oh, I got all these people now, right, wanting to work with me. So then, you're working on that whole system. But the beautiful thing is that since 2020, since June of 2020, I've had a consistent method for bringing in clients. So every single month I bring in new clients, and it's an amazing thing. It's an amazing feeling to always know that you know exactly what you need to do to have more people come in and work with you. And I love what I do. I mean, I really, really love what I do. I love working with clients. I do it all day long. I just love what I do, leaning into the fact of like, obviously Facebook ads, utilizing Facebook ads to getting more traction on your business faster, more momentum in your business. And there's certainly not one way to build a business. There's not one way to build a business. But if I look back onto my success, one of the things that I'll look at and I'll think to myself, like, okay, the fact that I built my business enough that I have enough people around me so that I'm getting consistent clients. And when I look at when I'm listening or talking to someone new or someone in my world, or even existing clients, one of the things that I see, identify as something that people need to work on is they just don't have enough people around them, right? So it's like maybe they have like 100 people on their email list. They've got, maybe they're building their social media, all that, those sort of things, but there's just not enough people that are kind of hanging out with them. I know this sounds weird to say this, but it really is. Like, I can tell you, because of the way that I built my business, right? I have, about 10,000 people in my email database, which is amazing. People on my email list. I have about 5,000 active people on my email list. I have about 5,000 people in my Facebook group, and I've built my brand and my following for the most part on Facebook, right? And this was, when it started, it was accidental, but now I know exactly what I need to do in order to get clients every single month, right? So it's an amazing thing. And like, I just say this because I want every single person to learn this methodology, to do this methodology with me and all the things. So another thing that I see is a lot of times people are saying to me, like, I have some stuff going on. So maybe that's not you. Maybe you're not as like, you've been doing some things. Maybe you've been showing up on Facebook, showing up on Instagram, showing up on LinkedIn, or sending out consistent emails, or showing up on social media, however makes sense for you. But you're not getting the traction or the momentum in your business. You're not actually converting those people into clients, right? So it is, there is an art and a science to it. So I want to back up for a moment, but I want you to just, it is like, we're already at July 11th now, but knowing what you want is the start of it. So I had a client yesterday where they were saying to me, okay, I need help with bringing in business. And I'm like, okay, so how many projects do you want to sell a month? Like, how many do you want right now in the month of July? And this person said 3, right? So you have to know going into it of like, how many clients do I want for the month of July? And then going after that, doing the things to reverse engineer in order to get the results that you want. And it really is about results in your business, right? I follow Bob Proctor. I love learning, he's no longer with us, but he's so motivational. And he always says, like, look at your results in your business, right? If you're not, like, you got to look. And sometimes we're not willing to look and say, you know what? I haven't signed a client in a month. I haven't signed a client in a couple months. And that's what I really need. And what do I need to do to get that result, right? And then all it is reverse engineering to get that result, right? So for me, one important thing is to always have a method for having more people around me, more new people coming into my world, so that they can actually like learn about what it is I have to offer. And if it's like something that they want to do for themselves, right? I started my business. I was a locally based business. I'm in the Detroit metropolitan area. And my background is in advertising. So I did not have any of these skills that I now have, right? So I believe that every single person can do this. What I'm talking about, every single person can do this. Everyone starts from nothing. And I know people say this all the time, but it's the truth, right? I started working in marketing and advertising at a large ad agency 20 years ago, right? So I have the skill set, but I didn't know how to build my brand and business so that I could get clients, right? And this is something that I learned from myself. And I have all the trial and error to help you get there faster. That's the whole thing. So, I was a locally based business for a long time. Now I have one client that is local to me in Detroit metro area. And all the rest of my clients are all over the world. I work with people all over. I got worked with people in the East Coast, the West Coast this week, all over the United States, and also even overseas. So Canada, I actually have a client in Bulgaria right now, which is insane. And it's awesome. It's like an amazing field. So I just say this because I want every single person who is in my world to create this reality for yourself. It's totally possible. I want you to know that it's totally possible. If I was able to figure it out and I've been doing this and I had no idea, you can do it too. All right. So let's talk about that. And a lot of it, by the way, comes down to, it's interesting. It's also, it's strategy, but it's also your willingness to do it, right? When I first started, and now I'm doing a live stream, I love going live. It's super fun to me, but I was awful. I went back and looked at some of my old replays from 2018, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is horrible, right? Now I love it, right? So it's a matter of picking what it is you want to do in order to market your business successfully. And we'll talk about all these details in a minute, but leaning into that, right? Leaning into it. Now I love going live, and it's something that really, really is amazing. I love showing up for my audience, and it also is, people can get and see me and see what I'm all about as well. So it's great. So let's talk a little bit about what it is I did in order to get clients and have consistent clients and consistent business since 2020, right? That's really where, if I look back, my business popped off, right? And once you have that momentum going, you can do different things to create more momentum at certain times in your business. But to me, having consistent business is what it's all about, right? Where you don't have those dips where it's like 1 month, maybe you have 10 clients and then you go down to 2 clients next month. You're always having conversations with more people that are interested in working with you. That is the key to success, is all of that, right? So it does start with having a method for people coming into your world. And it really depends on what your niche is, right? So I'll give you real life example of what I do. Because my niche for the most part, and I work mostly, if you guys don't know, because I had this question from my actual client today, which I thought was funny. She's like, who are the main people that you work with? So the main people that I work with is, I work with a lot of coaches. I work with tons and tons of coaches. And I also work with, now a little bit, the past couple months, I've been working with more clients who also want to offer like Facebook ads for their clients. So I work with, as an example, I have several clients right now who have businesses and they want to add Facebook ads and learn them, not only for themselves, but also their clients. So those are probably the 2 main groups of people that I work with right now, main clients that I work with right now. So if that's you, if you are a coach and you want to learn Facebook ads for your business, or you want to, you want to learn Facebook ads for your business or for your clients, either or, right? Of course, I work with a lot of things. You guys have worked with so many people over the past number of years. I've been doing this for a long time. So the main thing though, is you got to have, one of the problems that I see of why people don't have enough clients is there's just not enough people around them, right? So what are we going to do to solve that problem? If we want to reverse engineer and say, okay, like, I just don't have enough people to talk to, because conversations equals cash. Okay. The more conversations you have, whether they're in the DMs, whether it's via text, whether it's on a phone call, whether it's on a Zoom call, you're going to get more clients just by having conversations. That's number one, and has nothing to do with Facebook ads, but is the truth. It's something that I do in my business all the time. All I'm doing is having conversations with people all day long, whether they're clients or somebody new that's coming in. And so if you don't have enough of that going on, you've got to create that for yourself in your business. And one method is to run Facebook ads strategically, right? So one of the things I love to do, and is part of the reason I have close to 10,000 people on my email list and 5,000 people in my group, is because I consistently ran ads that made that happen. So one of the main things, if I think back to like 2019, the 2 things that I did in my business to really like build my audience, if you will. And when I say build my audience, I'm not only building on my email list, but I'm also building on a platform, right? It doesn't matter which one you pick. Well, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, by the way. I'll back off for a minute. It does matter. It's based on where your people are. So for the most part, most of my business comes from Facebook. So I have built an audience on Facebook, built my brand on Facebook, and then also I have people come into my email list, because email list is really, really important. You can be anywhere. If you have an email list, you can just tell people, okay, I'm live streaming on Instagram today, and they'll come, right? Like right now I am. I see actually people I'm on. I just checked my Instagram on a side note, because it's the first time I'm going live on Instagram using StreamYard, which is super fun. And I do see some people on there. So I see Jeanette on there, and a couple others. Yes, I love that. So say hello. I see people joining me on Instagram too, which is super, super fun. I see Sharice on here right now, and also David on my comments as well. So I see people from everywhere. It's super fun. So I love this. But okay, so what was I going to say? I digress. So you got to have a method for growth, right? Got to have a method for growth. And in my opinion, we don't have enough, like we don't focus our attention on that enough. And you don't need a ton. You don't need a ton. You don't need as much as you think. Okay. But there has to be a method for growth. And when I say growth, it means we have a method for growing our email list, which is one thing, and then growing our social media following wherever we may be. So in my particular circumstance, I have a method for growing my email list. And I have a method for growth on Facebook. In particular, people are on Facebook with me, and they also come into my Facebook group. So those are my main two things. Those are main two strategies. And when we get muddled up, or there's confusion. So a lot of times with my clients, all I'm doing for them is helping them provide clarity, because we're taking in a lot of information all the time. So when we're listening to a lot of different people, and I listen to a lot of different people, I'm a lifelong learner, but we've got to take that information and apply it to our business so that we can get traction and momentum and get the results that we want in our business, right? And a lot of times what happens is we get into this state of like consuming all the information and actually not being able to apply it into an actionable method that works for our business, right? And right, it's so logical, but it makes so much sense, right? Yes, Sharice says it's all about an email list. I absolutely agree. It is. I've seen people say, like, I have, so many people on my Instagram, and I'm like, well, are you getting business from your Instagram? Are you growing an email list? And they're like, no. And the thing is with the email is it's platform independent, right? And I think, one of my people I follow, and she's in the same sort of niche as me, is Amy Porterfield. She talks about this all the time, is, the email's platform independent. It's still so solid to build and grow an email list. It's fabulous. I had someone last week reach out. I sent out an email before I went on vacation last week, and it was just like a sharing email about what I've been working on. The person replied back and said, I'm now ready to work with you, just off one email that I sent. Yeah, it's amazing. It's a great place. So let me get back down to, you got to have a method for growth, right? So you got to, on the front, have a method for growing your email list and also growing your social media. So I have both. I have both because I'm very strategic around how I run my business, and I don't waste time with stuff that doesn't work. I'm here with you guys today on this live stream because I know then people are obviously learning from me, but also you are then connecting with me as well and understanding what I'm all about, right? Just even if you decide to work with me or not, doesn't matter. It's more of like me being able to share and be seen online, right? So Cherise says, I see Cherise talking to me as Cherise, hopefully you're going to come to the noon ad club. I don't know. She says she's doing a quick pop-up live for her upcoming 3-day challenge. Yes, promote away. Cherise is in my ad club, by the way. So hopefully, Cherise, you can come into my noon Eastern. I have my weekly ad club. And those for people, by the way, if you're not in my ad club, you should be. I'll talk about that in a minute. Yes, David says it's awesome, amazing. Yes, very nice to meet you, by the way. And thank you, Cherise, for kind of referring me to David, too, as well. I appreciate that. So, all right, let me get back to topic here. Hold on. So we've got to have a method for growth, right? We've got to have a method for growth via whatever method we want. But when I say growth, I mean simply we have a method for growing our email list, and we have a method for growing on social media, whatever that might be. And again, for me in particular, most of my business comes from Facebook, although I am going to be looking at Instagram too. I actually am loving Instagram lately. But when you're first starting, pick one, and it's all based on where your target audience is, right? You pick your social media platform based on where your audience is. Really, really important. And then you get really laser focused, right? Really laser focused. That's how you start getting results in your business. Okay, so the method that I prefer, and again, I had this with a client earlier, was I prefer what we call inbound, right? So meaning like I prefer an attraction strategy through Facebook ads. That is because I don't do cold DMing. Like if people have commented on a post of mine, or if they said they want to come to my live, or they've emailed to me, yes, that's a reason for me to reach out. But I'm never reaching out to someone who doesn't know me in order to like have them get on my email list or come in and book a call with me or whatever it is, right? So I just don't do that. I've never felt comfortable with that. And I know a lot of people, when I say this, they feel the same way. Like I've just never utilized that method. So you don't have, what I want to say is you don't have to use any methodology. Like if people say to you, this is the only way for you to be successful, it's just not true. Because the thing is, if it does not work for you, if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to do it. You're just not. And that's what I've learned for myself. I don't care if people say to me, I have to cold DM, 50 people a day in order to get business. If it feels yucky to me, I'm not doing it. But some people, it feels great. So I'm like, okay, cool. Do that, right? Do what works for you and do what feels good for you in your business and see how your business grows. See how your business grows. So, for me, the methodology that I use and I enjoy the most is Facebook ads. And I enjoy getting people into my world, seeing me online via Facebook ads. And when I say seeing me online via Facebook ads, I'm running Facebook ads to both Facebook and Instagram simultaneously. Because when you're inside of the ads manager, you're running in both places. You can actually, so it doesn't matter. So people say to me like, well, I want to be on Instagram more. And I'm like, that's cool. That's cool. We're going to run Facebook ads to both places. And then you're going to show up on Instagram. And that works great. On a side note, I've been running for some of my clients who are on Facebook and really getting into Reels, because Reels are amazing and they work great. But you can actually run you can run Facebook ads to your Reels. So if you have some Reels that have done really well, you can run Facebook ads and you're on Instagram more. You can absolutely run them to Reels and they work fabulous. So that's a side note. All right. So what I do is I create a Facebook ad that gets leads for my clients. Now this is what I'm talking about for this moment in time, right? So I'll give you context right now, and I'll have more next week. I wanted to share, but I didn't quite get done because I just got back from vacation. Then I've gone straight into like just doing a lot of client calls this week and a lot of conversations. So I'm going to finish it up, but I'm actually creating something new, and I'll have that available soon, hopefully by this weekend, if I can just get it done. It's close. So I'm creating something new, and it is my Facebook ads guide. Facebook ads guide in 2024, and specifically for coaches. So if you're a coach, if you're a consultant, I'm creating a guide on Facebook ads. And one of the reasons is people are oftentimes confused about Facebook ads. They are always changing. That is true. So one of the reasons I go live, one of the reasons I have my ad club for that matter, is because there's things always changing with Facebook ads. There's things always changing with Instagram and Facebook that we need to keep up with and we need to be aware of so that we can be effective in marketing our business and ultimately getting the results that we want, which is more clients and more consistent, obviously more consistent income in our business is also a beautiful thing, right? So if I reverse engineer that, like right now, I'm working on a brand new guide. It's my Facebook ads guide in 2024 for coaches. And that's going to give people kind of a starter of what they need to do in order to grow their business utilizing Facebook ads. Okay. And so that is the start of it. You need to create something that you can, and by the way, this something that you create needs to be directly related to what it is that you help clients with, right? So if there's a disconnect with that free thing that you're giving away with your Facebook ad, then you're not going to bring in the right people. So that's a side note, and I could probably do a whole hour-long training just on that. So on a very like high level thing, I'm creating a new guide, which is basically a new free thing that I'm giving away to attract my ideal clients. And I'm going to run a Facebook ad to that free thing in exchange for an email, right? And then from there, when people get on my email list, because they'll sign up and they'll want my free guide, and I'll run the Facebook ad to that free guide. They'll get on my email list, and then I'll invite them into my group. Okay. And that way they can come in and they can see me on social media. Why? Because I live stream every single week into my group and into my Facebook, right? And that's the methodology. It's super simple, right? Facebook ad, right? To a free thing. And I'll have a diagram. I just didn't get to it next week. We'll go way more in depth on this. I wanted to share. It's just I didn't get to it. My calendar's been full. Everybody wants to get on my calendar when I'm off on vacation. That's a side note. But I'll have a visual, because somebody I was meeting with this week, she was like, oh, I'm really a visual person. I'm like, cool. I'll get the visual together. It's just I need time to work on it. So this is why I'm talking about like broad. But we'll go into more in depth next week. I'll be coming back. I already have it planned on a side note for noon Eastern. My normal time, so you guys know, for live streams is Tuesdays at noon. But I just couldn't fit it in this week with my calendar being a little bit busy because I was off. So next week I'll be resuming again. So if you like my lives and you want to come back, come back. It's going to be Tuesday. The next Tuesday is going to be Tuesday at noon. So it'll be Tuesday the 16th at noon. That's what I have in my calendar for next week. So anyway, I'm going to be running a lead magnet. So it's a free thing in exchange for an email with a Facebook ad. So I run a Facebook ad. People fill out the form. They put in their name and email. Then I give them the free thing. And then I invite them into my social media, right? And in my case, it's Facebook, because that's where my clients are. That's where I get most of my business, on Facebook. Really simple. It's a 3-step process, right? Facebook ad to free thing to social media, right? And the social media part is the key, because not only if people are on your email list, yeah, they're going to see you in the email inbox, but if they also see you on your live, or they see you do a reel on Instagram, which, by the way, those are my 2 favorite things. Either go live on Facebook, or if you don't want to go live on Facebook, then go do some reels over on Instagram, because that will give you some good visibility as well. Okay. That's all you need to do. It's really not any more complicated than that. Then whoever shows up, then you just you can start conversations with them, right? If you want, if you don't feel shy. So that's it. So then what you're doing is you're building up demand in your business. You're building your brand in your businesses. You're building up demand in your business by consistently having a method for growth, which includes Facebook ads to email lists to social media platform. And the social media platform, in my opinion, is key, because you need to have visibility. And being strategic around how you're visible in social media, depending on what platform you're using, is also vitally, vitally important. So I have clients showing up in different places. Like, I do have a couple clients right now who are on LinkedIn, and they've got to have a method for how they show up on LinkedIn. So if somebody comes in off of Facebook ad, they're actually going to be seen over on LinkedIn, and that's going to help them. And the other side effect is, once you have this growth strategy underway and new people are coming into your world all the time, new people are on your email list, and new people are on your social media, either like I said, it could be Facebook, it could be Instagram, it could be LinkedIn, whatever it is, whatever your preference is, you will get business, right? You will. There's like, as long as you have those methods, you will get business. And it's not any more complicated than that. Really not any more complicated than that. All right. So I hope this really makes sense. I will pause for a second here. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, I think we all like to make things so complicated. But again, if I boil down things in my business, it's just doing the same things over and over. If you see me, I've been showing up lives and doing lives since 2018, 2019. And I've been visible on Facebook since really 2019. And I've been growing my email list and growing my social media following consistently. And I have not changed. And I know everybody's looking for sort of like, what's the thing that's going to help make my business a success? And I'm going to tell y'all right now, the thing that's going to make your business a success is you. You're the one. No one is going to be able to know what you need to do in your business except for you, right? You can get all the coaching in the world, and I'm a coach, so I understand. But at the end of the day, you are the one that's doing the thing, right? Nobody every single morning is telling me to show up in my business. I show up in my business every single day because I love my business. I love this business that I built, and I love the clients that I work with and serve. So, there is no one way, but I invite you to simplify whatever it is you're doing so that you can get the results that you want. Okay. So if you have any questions, it's about 11:44 a.m. I'll probably go live for about another 10 minutes here. So if you have any questions, I'll check in on all my channels in a second here, or as well as I can, to see if I have any questions. I'm not 100% if it worked going live into my group today. I had a little bit of an issue there, so I'm not really sure. But I should be going live. I know I definitely was live on Instagram. Definitely live on, I'm not sure if my group worked. That's a bummer because I usually do get people on there. Going live on my Facebook profile, which is amazing. And yeah, let's see. So give me a second here, and then I will do a little bit of a recap here. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I think my stream key didn't work, and I'm not entirely sure it worked on Facebook group, which is a bummer, but whatever. We'll work on that for next time. So yeah, so again, I'm going to do a recap, but if you have any questions at all, let me know, drop it in the chat, and I'll try to find you. So again, if I want to recap about what it is we're talking about today, which is how are you going to get consistent clients in your business using Facebook ads? What are we doing? And again, you can fast forward if you came on later with me, but I talked about and shared how I get consistent clients in my business since 2020. It's super simple, in my opinion. I have a method for growing my email list with a Facebook ad. So I turn on Facebook ads. People put in their email in order to get something free from me that I have created. And then from there, I invite them to go into my Facebook group, right? And you can customize this, by the way, for yourself, however it works for you, right? This is just my method because for the most part, I've grown on Facebook, but I do customize it with my clients, meaning like if they're on LinkedIn, cool, we'll customize for that. If they're on Instagram, cool, we'll customize for that. But in my opinion, growing your email list, but also having that social media and showing up on social media is important, but doing it strategically, right? So I'm not, I don't post like 3 times a day. I just don't. I don't have the time for it. And I'm not saying it's not necessary, but like obviously when you get a certain point in your business, you'll do, everybody does more. But I think, one of the things I see with clients is they are like trying to do things that people who have like more of a team or more of an infrastructure in place are trying to do, and it's not sustainable, right? So for me, as an example, because I don't have a huge team, I do what I can do for the week. So I show up live for the week. That's one of my methods. I send an email out every single week. That's one of my methods. I reach out to people who are engaging with me. That's one of my methods, right? So I hope all this makes sense. All right. So let me know. Hopefully Cherise will come in. So I am, yeah. So Cherise says, yes, best thing ever. I did join your ad club. Pixel Fix ads are running. Great. Yeah. And I have a lot of people on the fence. So, I do have, for people that are interested in working with me and want to have a conversation with me, definitely have a conversation with me. I'm, one of the things I say is I'm not this person that's going to be like, hey, you have to work with me right now. Like, I don't even believe in that, by the way. But I definitely have people reaching out all the time that say to me, hey, I'm ready to work with you, right? So I do, if you are ready to kind of like take your business to the next level and you want to be serious, I do have VIP coaching available if people want that. But also I have Ad Club, which Ad Club is my $27 a month membership. And it's a really, really great way to get feedback and information from me. One thing that I find is that a lot of people get stuck with ads, like they want to run ads, and maybe they've kind of had other experiences, let's just say. I hear what they all are all the time of what their experiences are, and it's not great, right? So they're a little bit nervous when it comes to running ads, and just because of their previous experiences. Well, for me, I run ads all day long, right? All I do is help clients with ads. All I do is help with technical troubleshooting. Like Cherise said, she had trouble with her Pixel. That's all that stuff's easy for me. And so it's something that's just natural and intuitive doing all this stuff. And I know that all of you, like one of the main things is people are like, oh, the technical, I don't like doing technical, or I don't like doing marketing, or Facebook ads is so overwhelming. The thing is, it's not overwhelming for me. And I don't say that because like, I don't say that lightly. I understand that it can be challenging and it can feel challenging. But it's literally what I've mastered, and it's what I do all day long. So if you are feeling like, okay, now is the time, I really need to do something, I really want to have a method for growing my business, for getting consistent clients and getting consistently people around me on my email list, in my social media, so that you can have conversations and get clients, you know, you can definitely come in and book a call with me. So if you want to have a conversation with me, totally cool. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Just let me know, drop the word DM, and I'll message you and we'll have a conversation. Other thing that you can do is just straight up join my ad club. So Cherise was on with me a couple weeks ago. She has been hanging out with me for a while. And on my live, she's like, you know what? I'm just going to join ad club. So if you want to join ad club, that's the best way to get on a call with me weekly. Like actually right after here, it's 11:50 a.m. Eastern in Detroit. I'm doing a Zoom call every week, Thursdays at noon. And so people can come in and Zoom. It's a more private setting. I've got about 60, 65 people in ad club right now. So not everybody comes to the Zoom call, right? So it's like, you can get on, you can ask your questions with me on Zoom, and it's $27 a month. And I can move you through some things that you might need to be working on in your business in order to get the results that you want, right? So, yeah. So recap is, if you are confused about what you need to do in your business every day, I can help you with that. But on a side note, it really starts with the results that you want, right? So if you know, for example, in the month of July, I want 3 new clients. Do you have a method for getting 3 new clients? Do you feel right now, like for me, I could say, all right, I want 3 clients. I'm going to go ahead and book 3 sales calls, right? So this week I was like, all right, I'm going to book calls. So I book calls for today and tomorrow. Have conversations with people who have been around me and want to work with me, right? So knowing that information is vitally important. So you got to start with what it is you want, so that you can reverse engineer to get the results, right? To get the results. And if you're not getting the results that you want, you've got to do something different in order to make that happen in your business, right? And again, I love watching Bob Proctor because he's so inspirational. He talks about thinking differently, right? It starts with knowing the results that you want, and also being honest with yourself about what are the results I'm getting in my business. And if you're not getting the results that you want, what do you need to do in order to actually change that for yourself, right? And we can either decide to stay the same in our business and just keep it here, or we can challenge ourselves and really bump up to something that we really desire in our business, right? So if you're like, okay, I'm not getting the clients, I'm not making the money that I want, what is it you need to do that, right? And if you're doing the same thing every month and you're getting the same results, then you need to think differently. You need to think differently. You need to do something different, right? That's literally how I think about it all the time. And on the weekends, I have a good look at my business because I'm not so much chatting with clients. I have downtime usually on the weekends where I can reflect on my business and I can be honest with myself about what I need to do to grow my business and move in a direction that I really desire. It really starts with that. And that doesn't come from anyone but yourself. It does not come from anyone but yourself and what type of business you want. We all look at what other people are doing online. I know we all do it. We all have shiny object syndrome, but getting super clear, it all comes from here. It comes from ourselves about what we want. And then it's simply going after it. It's simply going after it, and acquiring the skill set, if you will, to do that. You know, for me, on a side note, which has nothing to do with Facebook ads, I used to be this person who would get on calls with people and I would just help them, but none of them would turn into clients, right? So that was something I noticed in my business. I was like, I'm having all these conversations with people on Zoom who said they want to work with me, but none of them are turning into clients. So what do I need to do to shift that, right? What do I need to do to change so that that changes in my business? So identifying what needs to change in your business in order to get the result that you want is vitally important to the health of your business. Okay. So start with what result you want. Start with what you want in your business and then reverse engineer to make that happen in your business. Okay. This is what I do all day long. All right. So hope all this is helpful. I'm going to pop off in a minute here. But yeah, it's been fun. I love going live. I'll be back noon Eastern, probably another one. Hopefully get my diagram done so you guys can visually see a mapped out version of what I mean, of how to create the system, if you will, for getting clients. So I'll have that diagram next week for everybody that will show you the actual step-by-step system, which, by the way, is not as complicated as you think in order to get clients. So mark your calendar for next week. Again, I'll be back. I already have it scheduled out on my calendar. I did my calendar this morning for next week, but I will be back Tuesday, July 16th at, I believe, noon Eastern with another live. And we'll be going through more in depth with, I'll show a visual diagram of the 3-step system for getting clients through Facebook ads. And I will show that again to you guys next week. And again, if you want to have a conversation with me, if you're ready to really start working on your Facebook ads and you really want to create momentum faster in your business to get clients, drop the word DM and I'll definitely reach out and see if I can help you. Then the other thing too is I have my ad club, which is $27 a month. It is access to me via a weekly Zoom, and I also stream into the private ad club group, as well as getting all of my latest trainings. I put out new trainings every single week based on what's working with Facebook ads right now, because, by the way, they're always changing. And so is marketing, for that matter. There's been massive updates, and I don't have time to get to all of this today, but there's been massive updates happening on Instagram, massive updates happening with Facebook ads. And this is something that I love. So I'm on the forefront of everything. But yeah, it's like, you know, people do get nervous, by the way, when there's changes. I've been doing this long enough that I'm going to tell you there's always changes. And we just have to embrace it and just lean into it in order to, again, get the results that we want. And it's nothing to worry about. We work around it, right? So yeah, there has been updates on Instagram, on the actual platform profile if you're on there. There's been updates on, and maybe I'll get into that more next week. I just didn't have time today. There's been updates on Facebook ads, which there always are. It's a beautiful thing. We just embrace it. We lean into it and we make it work in our business. That is really important. If you've learned nothing else today, it's that, right? It is that just leaning into, like, looking at what is it I want. I want 3 clients in the month of July, and looking at your results and seeing if you actually got that results. And if you didn't, what do you need to do to move in that direction of getting what you want? It all comes from here, by the way, guys. It all comes from here, and starting with what you want. It doesn't come from outside of you. It comes from here. Everything that I do and I create, it all comes from me, okay? It all comes from me. So I hope this is all helpful for you guys today, and have a beautiful day. I will talk soon. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.